And good afternoon. Welcome to Today's Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with our odds maker Keith Fustel on a beautiful Friday as we kick off the big fall meet here at Laurel Park, one of our best times of the year for Maryland racing. Let's show you what's going on here. Live racing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for September and December. Then October and November, we go to 4 days a week, Thursday through Sunday. 110 is the first race post time with holiday exceptions. The big fall meet is here. Keith, nice weather to kick it off. It's Stronach 5-day. We just finished up the big team meet at the Maryland State Fair. Jerry Robb, Anthony Ferrier, your leading trainers. Kevin Gomez with a big 3-win day, the final day to be your leading jockey. And so they're all coming back, going against Claudio Gonzalez, who is your leading trainer for the summer. And your leading rider, the bug boy, Julio Correa, was your leading rider this summer here at Laurel Park. He's the leading bug rider in the country right now, so he's going to try to keep that title as we go into the big fall meet. 40 stakes worth over $4 million. Part of this fall meet. We have a September to Remember stakes festivals, 14 stakes worth almost $2 million. Maryland Million Day. We'll show you all what's coming up. But how you doing? Welcome back.
Doing well. Just getting back on the bike, right? Little break at Simonium. Welcome break. I always enjoy it over there. I guess the 7 best days of summer for me.
Yep.
No. It's a good time, and it's kind of getting back into the flow. Instead of looking at some of those half-mile races, now we're looking at routes on the turf. So changing the handicapping back a little bit, but it was fun.
Yeah,
Everybody had a good time.
Bunch of big fields today on the world-class turf course at Stronach 5-day. Let's show you what's going on. Laurel Park's going to be heavily involved in the Stronach 5. It starts right here, Laurel Park Race 8. It's a $100,000 guarantee. Industry low, 12% takeout. Let's show you the lineup of races for today's Stronach 5. Starts Laurel Park Race 8 about 5:12. Then Gulfstream Park Race 7 is the second leg. Golden Gate Fields Race 4 is leg C. Then back to Laurel Park Race 9 for leg D. Then we wrap it up at Gulfstream Park Race 9 for leg E. Both Tim Tulloch and I have tickets for the Stronach 5. You can check them out online at laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section, you can check out all our picks and our tickets for today, all the most recent press releases about all the latest Maryland racing news. A bunch of press releases went out this week talking about everything that's coming up. Clubman looking for a third straight trip to the Maryland Million. But let's get back to opening day here. Here's going to be a big part of opening day. $2 hot dogs and cold beers. You can't beat that. Keith, I know what I'll skip the beer, but I know what I'm having for lunch.
There you go.
Get a couple of those dogs, a little mustard, onions.
Just put the beer in a red cup. You'll be good. You'll be good to go. Have it out here on set with you.
So that's what's going on today. Tomorrow is the best crab feast of the summertime. It's $60 all you can eat. Maryland steamed crab's going to be steamed live here on site. All the perfect crab feast sides included. You get a Laurel Park souvenir crab mallet. Beer and wine specials. It's going to be outside underneath the apron tent. Weather tomorrow is going to be perfect in the low 80s, not too hot, no rain. Beautiful weather tomorrow. $60 all you can eat. Crabs steamed live here on site. That's the best deal in town.
That's a great deal. Looking at crab prices, you cannot beat it. All the sides, some little corn on the cob.
Yes,
I've had some good corn on the cob this summer. Yeah,
we'll have it. So that's 1 to 5 tomorrow afternoon. The big crab feast. Football's here. I'm 0 for 1. I'm in a football pool. I went with the Bears. They stunk it up at home last night. The Packers stomped all over them. So I'm 0 for 1. But you can jump in the $3,000 football pick'em contest. That's right. Come on out here to Laurel Park. Watch live horse racing. Go up in the sports bar or the sports book and watch live football on the 75-foot LED wall up there. That's like 25 yards on a football field. You can bet all the football games here at Laurel Park in the $3,000 football pick'em contest. You can enter in that today, tomorrow, or Sunday before the 1 o'clock games.
Okay.
You enter up there at the sports bar, second floor of the clubhouse. So you can't beat that. We got the $2 dogs, beers, Stronach 5, crabs, in the $3,000 football pick'em contest to get you going.
We know this is the action time of the year. Really, you settle in with the football, mix it in with the ponies and everything like that. It's busy. It's fun. We got stakes galore. Racing office are going to be on their toes all fall, putting together some great stakes races. So looking forward to the meet.
Can the Ravens cover? They're the big favorite on the road down there in Miami.
Yeah, what are they? 6.5 or 7?
6.5.
I kind of like the dogs early on part of the year. A lot of these teams, they haven't really been put to the test in the preseason. Everybody's ramped up. They all think they got a shot. It's the first game of the season. 6.5, 7.
On the road. Right?
Yeah, I think the Ravens will win. I'm not going to touch that game from a covering standpoint.
All right, so we have all the football action this afternoon, tomorrow, and Sunday here at Laurel Park. You mentioned all the stakes this month. Let's show you what's going on. We have 2 big stakes festivals here at Laurel Park this month. A September to Remember Stakes Festival Round 1 is that's going to be September 21st. That's going to feature the Grade 3 Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash and a bunch of other stake races that day. And then another round 2 of the September to Remember Stakes Festival. That's September 28th. You have the $150,000 all-along stakes and more. 6 stakes on September 28th. So 2 big stake festivals, 2 big Super Saturdays this month here at Laurel Park. And, of course, the big day of the fall meet, Maryland's Day at the Races, the Jim McKay Maryland Million. Get your tickets now. Information on our website, laurelpark.com. Saturday, October 19th for the Jim McKay Maryland Million. There's a press release out now talking about a couple of horses pointed towards the Maryland Million. Clubman, who was a big stakes winner at the Big T, he's looking for a 3rd straight trip to the Maryland Million Classic. And you have DC Fireman, an impressive 2-year-old by Frisian Fire, a big debut winner at Timonium for Claudio Gonzalez. I interviewed Claudio yesterday morning, and if everything goes well, they're going to point towards the Maryland Million Nursery with DC Fireman.
It looks like he's got a little bit of natural ability. He came out of there, and winning first out at 4 furlongs is not an easy thing to do. He was into the bit early, natural speed, and got the job done. Physically, he looked like a horse that was certainly going to stretch out a little bit further. I would watch out for that one. Yep.
All right, so let's get right to it. Also on September 21st, we also have the Grade 3 Baltimore-Washington International Turf Cup, part of that big stakes festival, September 21st. So let's get right to it today. 6 of the 9 races today are carded on the big world-class turf course. Let's get right to it here. Show you a picture of both tracks. We're fast and firm. They did some work on the turf course over the break while we were at Timonium, and everybody says it looks perfect right now.
Yeah, this time of year you can really sometimes you like the golf courses, a little bit of aeration, a little extra seed, just a little bit of water mixed in, get some sunlight, and this thing is really going to thrive.
All right, let's get right to it here. Race 1, we're on the turf. Race 1, we start the rolling super high 5. That's a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Also, race 1 kicks off the popular early pick 5. Mandatory payout on the early pick 5 and an industry low 12% takeout. I have a ticket for this early pick 5, $32 play. Once again, you can study all of our tickets and picks for today and tomorrow at laurelpark.com underneath the handicapping section. Here's my ticket. I go 4 deep in the opener. That's a maiden 2-year-olds going a mile on the bowl game turf course. I go 4 deep with the 1, 6, 7, 8, a couple singles here. Race 2, my one of my price plays of the day. I like the 5, Annie Boo Boo at 4-1. I'll single on her. And then race 3, my best bet of the day, the 7, He's Not Curly for Chucky Lawrence and jockey Alex Cintron. I'll key on He's Not Curly in race 3, and then I go 4 deep there in races 4 and 5. So a $32 ticket for the early pick 5. Let's take a look here at race 1. Maiden claiming $40,000 for 2-year-olds going a mile on the bowl game turf course. Rail setting at 17 feet. We have a video spotlight. Let's show you a video spotlight of the 1, Blue Sky Painter, who's going to be one of your favorites in this race. Here's the start from his debut August 11th.
Yeah, pretty good. He was bet down to 7-2 in this field of 7 and ran pretty well. Had to show some speed out of the gate and was used early, Stan. This horse was chasing a pretty brisk pace. The winner going out there, 23, opened up 4 or 5. This horse drops back around the turn, and I thought finished up okay without a breather all the way throughout the race. You're going to pick this horse back up, leaving the eighth pole, shifts out a little bit, and closes up maybe 6 or 7 lengths through the final furlong. On the turf, the favorite that day got the job done. Was a little bit weakening through the last 16th of a mile, opened up 4, and is going to hold on late. But I tell you, all things considered, Blue Sky Painter got a lot out of this debut. And looking at the family, the Sibs Figs going along on the turf were pretty good. I think this horse is a reliable horse in the opener. Some question marks, so I'm going to go with that. And here's a stat for Trombetta as well. Last 3 years, 4 for 20 at 720 in the money. Turf routes, second career start. Look at that ROI stand, close to $5 when you break it all down. So Blue Sky Painter going to be the selection in race 1.
All right, the one's going to be one of the favorites. Top connections here. Georgie Vargas aboard for trainer Mike Trombetta. I go with the 7 on top here. The 7's going to be part of the early pace, I believe. Cold Sweat for trainer John Salzman Jr. Jevion Toledo will ride as a 2-year-old colt by Bodie Meister, a sharp maiden score. The horse won late June, maiden 25, was disqualified from purse money that day, so now returns a maiden here, but he has a bunch of early speed. He's going to march right to the front here, stretching out, going long for the first time, trying turf for the first time, so I'll take a shot here with the 7 Cold Sweat on our fast, firm turf course this
Certainly
afternoon.
Toledo's going to have to nurse this one a long way. A little headstrong early last time. Goes out there. Clearly, I think this horse is going to go open up at a daylight advantage. Can he get the mile? For a price shot, how about the 5? Rock and Run out of that same race as Blue Sky Painter on the 11th of August. Looking at the family, there's turf routers in this family. Good stats for Laura Testament on the turf. Boy, she had a fun meet at Timonium, right? A couple winners.
There's Gold, a two-time
won
winner.
Twice at the meet. So a good workout going into this race. I think the stretch out is going to be perfect for the 5 Rock and Run. I'm going to try to blow it up in the exacta, getting early money here, but I think this horse will float up.
All right, so 2-year-olds going long on the turf for the first time for most of them. I think it's wide open here in race 1. Let's speed along here. Race 2, you like the early. Pick 4 starts in race 2. Big field on the turf. Let's check out your ticket and see how you played it.
Yeah, we're going to start you out a little bit light, $8, and we're going to try to move this thing up to give you some handle to take it through the rest of the way. We're going to go start out with the 1 and a 7 to get you started. Waiting for a Star, Navizian Sunset. I think both of these horses have a great chance in race 2. Race 3, we're going to spread a little deeper with the 2, 4, 5, and 6. Single the 9, Real Factor, in race 4 going to be a solid favorite in there for Cal Lynch, taking the edge with the drop. 5th race. Got Blues, first time North America here for Grand Motion, and the 5 American Giant. There you go, $8. I think we can get it done and move it on from there. Yep.
Cash or $200-300 give you a little some extra ammunition for that Stronach 5, which starts race 8 today. Let's take a look here at the second race, going a mile and a 16th on the Exceller Turf Course rail at 70 feet. Nice 25,000 starter allowance for filly mares 3 and up. Never won 3 is the condition. We both like the 5 Annie Boo Boo. I single on Annie Boo Boo for my early pick 5. Last time at this level, a sharp effort, a good second, just got beat a neck. She was 29-1 that day. I think you loved her that day. You loved her the day before when she won coming off the layoff back in June at 26-1. Oh, yeah, she ran a big 73 buyer that race 3 back in late July. And then the allowance race on the yielding turf course early August. That was a tough race. She ran okay. And then she ran okay against Stakes Company. She got beat less than 4 lengths in the All Brandy mid-August here at Laurel Park. So in a lifetime best 76 buyer speed figure. So this 5-year-old mare by Albert the Great, a homebred for Dr. Michael Harrison, president of the Maryland Horse Breeders. She's trainer Kenny Cox had a big summer meet here at Laurel Park. He has this mare in top form right now. She loves it here on the Laurel turf. A 2-time winner on the Laurel turf. We both like the 5 here, Annie Boo Boo.
Yeah, just took the initiative last time. I don't think you'll see her in the lead. The last 2 races, they went awfully slow, and she just kind of inherited the front end. But pretty much grudgingly last time against a little bit better field. I think she settles further back off the pack today. I think Waiting for a Star is the horse to catch. Drawing inside, the internal fractions last time out were actually very strong, even comparatively to some allowance boys that afternoon. So Waiting for a Star is the pace. She's up on the lead. I think the Vizian Santo, though, right now, Mark Reed, Julio Correa, when they team up, they've just been deadly. Navizian Sunset just behind Waiting for a Star recently. I think she turns the tables. Here we go. Here's a little stat from Mark Reed. How about the last 30 days of Laurel? Go back even further, the last 90 days. He's been strong, but right here, 4 for 8. Pretty good, Stan, 50% with an ROI of just over $4. So I think it's a lineup race. I think the 1 and the 7 can maybe control things on the front end as long as they don't go too fast early on.
All right, so we both like the 1 and the 5 here. We both like the 8 as well. Love's Legend for Ted Mare. Sheldon Russell will ride this mare by Not for Love, a big second to Lunar Real at this level back in late June. And then they ran okay late July, and then ran okay on the dirt last out. Now back to the turf today. She's 0 for 7 this year, but she's had 3 big seconds. So Love's Legend, I think, looks okay.
No doubt, no doubt. Is definitely a user. Sheldon Russell will get along with her just fine. Try to draft in a little bit, save a little bit of ground. I was a little rough on her. She fell back a little too far a couple races back, but she'll sustain a run against this group.
All right, so let's turn the page here. The old beaten nickel for race 3, going a mile on the main track, claiming 5,000, 3 and up, A in 6 months. Number 1, 4 are the conditions. The 7 is my best bet of the day. He's Not Curly for Chucky Lawrence. It's a Maryland bred by Bandbox. They dropped him in for the nickel 3 life last time going a mile, and he whistled that day, won by 12 1/4. A big confidence building race, and now he's right back in for the nickel 4 life. Good spot here by trainer Chucky Lawrence for He's Not Curly. Alex Cintron back aboard. I think the confidence from that big win, big 67 buyer. So a race like that, that can get the job done against this group.
Sure, and this horse could be the favorite. I struggled with this race, really making a line. I couldn't really separate anybody. I know we're going to have the scratch with the 1 Copper Wired, which is going to bring all of these horses down some. But He's Not Curly. The only thing I didn't like, he wins off by 12. They don't raise. And the number was it was all right, 67. This horse was a little squirrely through the stretch, zigging in, zigging out. So holds level, that worries me a little bit. And the flow won't be as easy. Take a shot with the 2. I think Port Louis, first time for a new trainer here, C.R. Haynes, Rob Wright Farm. We've seen them win a lot of races in Maryland throughout the years. I'll toss the last after a slow start was used up after that. I think it's the controlling speed from the inside.
Yeah, this is Bob Haynes, the owner, Dale Capuano's old owner, Bill Wolfendale's old owner, been around here for a long time. He just got his trainer's license.
Oh, good.
I see him working in the barn area back there in the mornings. He's worked for some good trainers, like the ones I just mentioned, Dale Capuano, Bill Wolfendale. He's been affiliated with. So a long-time owner, Bob Haynes, now a trainer. We wish him well. First time off the claim here with the 2 Port Louis. I use that horse. I didn't use the 4. You like the 4 here. Sound off for Michael Sandoval.
Well, he always escapes at a price. Never respected at the windows, but I can't fault his last 3 races. Sure. And I think going out to the mile was okay. 3 back was good against the key horse, City Gold. He might be even a little bit better for him right now. I just asked the jock save ground, settle, and make one sustainable run. I think it could put you right into the mix.
Cold stats for the barn. That gives you a big price
no
on
doubt.
this horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 4. Late Pick 5 starts in race 5. The Stronach 5 in race 8. We'll check it all out right after this.
Join us for Jim McKay Maryland Million Day on Saturday, October 19th at Laurel Park. Come with friends and family to Maryland's Day at the Races, a celebration of Maryland's horses and lots of fun for all ages. Enjoy a full day of racing, including on-track entertainment between races. Don't miss the hat contest, 3 categories and wonderful prizes. It'll be fun for all at Laurel Park, Saturday, October 19th. For more information, visit MarylandMillion.com or LaurelPark.com.
All right, welcome back. Maryland's Day at the Races, the Jim McKay Maryland Million, right around the corner, Saturday, October 19th. Mark your calendars now. Get your tickets now. Check it out, laurelpark.com or marylandmillion.com. Let's take a look at race 4 today. Kicks off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. We start fresh. No carryovers today on opening day. My co-host in the afternoon, Tim Tulloch, he has a ticket for today's Rainbow Pick 6. Let's check it out, see how he played the last 6 races of the day. Okay, he's got a $57.60 play. In race 4, he's 2 deep with the 2-9 to kick it off. Let's go right to his single there in race 8. He has a single in the 8th race. That's a nice allowance race, going 6 furlongs on the dirt. And he singles on the 3, Nico Briantije for our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez. 4-year-old Maryland bred by Freedom Child. Ran a big race last out, going a mile. Now he cuts back to 6 furlongs today. We have a soundbite from trainer Claudio Gonzalez talking about Nico Briantije, number 3 in race 8. Tim Tulloch's single on his Rainbow Pick 6 ticket. Let's take a look here at race 4. We're going a mile and a 16th on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet, claiming 16,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Never won 2 lifetime are the conditions. Race 4 also kicks off the middle pick 4. You like the 9. I have the 9 on top here. From the outside, Real Factor, your 9-5, your 8-5 morning line favorite. Trevor McCarthy will ride for trainer Cal Lynch. We have a stat here for trainer Cal Lynch and Real Factor. And here's the stat, Keith.
Yeah, just moving from the allowance ranks back to the claiming ranks. 3 for 9 and 5 for 9 in the money with an ROI. It's positive, 226. And Real Factor, 2 moves in his last and a tougher race going a mile and a half in that A other than one by Family Tree. That was a pretty good A other than when you break it down, like Mokeef that day. Tough little beat. But anyhow, Real Factor, I think positionally in here will sit off just off the pace and just kind of take the initiative, leaving the far turn stand. This drop should get it done. Trevor, Cal Lynch, they hit it about 30% together.
Sure.
Yeah, short price, but this is my single.
And the Lynch barn's been on a roll. They were the highest win percentage for the summer meet by far. They at Timonium they went 5 for 7 or something, or 4.
Oh yeah,
I think 5 for 7. They went at Timonium. So the barn's winning a bunch of races. They get a nice drop here with the 9 Real Factor. You get a Top Gun McCarthy aboard. So the 9's going to be tough. The 2 No Worries Mate for trainer Jerry Englehart, Georgie Vargas Jr. All right, so top connections here. 4-year-old son of Lonro had a sharp win at Belmont 2 starts ago, going 7 furlongs to break his maiden. Now it was against New York bred maiden 40, so it's not as good as it looks, trust me. But he ran well, but it couldn't handle winners up there at Saratoga. That race was way too tough, so he gets a needed drop today.
Yeah, he's going to take play off of that number 2 back. But was it a fluky number? You say, what kind of field did he really beat? Is he a little bit better going shorter distances? Is he a one-run sprinter? That's kind of what he looks like to me. But Englehart is a barn really tough to leave out in Maryland. When he runs anything, they're always usually pretty live. But I'm looking for some prices underneath in the exacta. How about the 5 Native Flora? I third time now going long in a row. I think this horse works. 2 races back, they were going a little bit quick. The horse flattened just a touch when saving ground. Last time out, caught in a duel and a little bit of a fade. I think this horse can be positioned just off of it, make a move. And it's going to hang around a long way against this particular group. Even Partisan Divide went down there, ran a Colonial, held a lot better. Was wide every step of the way. I happened to see this race. The blinkers go back on. The 3 back and 4 back numbers going around, they work for this horse. I think Partisan Divide can hit the board in here for Hammy at a price.
All right, let's see if we can get Real Factor, the favorite, home here in race 4. Let's turn the page. Late pick 5 starts in race 5. I have a ticket for the late pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout on all the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Let's check out my ticket, a $32 late pick 5 ticket. I go 4 deep in race 5. It's a nice allowance race for 2-year-old fillies sprinting on the turf. I used a 1-3-5-7. Another nice maiden special weight for filly and mares going a mile main track. In race 6, I go with the 2-3-5-6 there. Race 8, there's my single. Race 8, my price play of the day. I like the 4 Stroll Smoking at 4-1. I'm not going to get 5-1 with this the scratch of Sky Magician in there, and the 5 Padrino's Heart is out. The 8's out as well.
Yeah.
So I'll probably get, to 3-1, maybe 7-2 or something on the 4 Stroll Smoking. That's my single here on the late pick 5, and then I go 2 deep. In race 9, I like the Dale Capuano first-time starter, the 5 next summer in race 9. So there's my late pick 5 ticket. You can study all of our tickets and picks for today, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section. Let's take a look here. Race 5, we're going 5.5 furlongs on the Exceller turf course rail at 70 feet. First level allowance, 2-year-old fillies. Optional claiming 62,000 here. We both go with the 5 on top here. American Giant. Let's show you what this filly did last out down at Colonial, August 17th against Maiden Special Weight. And then here we go, Keith.
Yeah, this horse is going to pick it up mid-turn. Got good position. Okay debut at Presque Isle on the synthetic. Mike and company says, let's go down to Colonial and try to get the job done. Is saving ground into the stretch and makes a good run past the quarter pole to the 3/16. Gets the lead, opens up clear, and then holds sway late. gritty effort, beat a big field. I like seeing that, especially early on in the career, being able to handle, beating a 10, 11 other horses. And the horse he beat, the third place finisher, she was well meant. Zoysia was a Stidham first. Took a lot of money. So I think this one's going to be all right. I like right back at the 5.5. Mike Trombetta, how about him? Last 30 days of Laurel, I think I looked up, he's about 30%. He's winning everywhere. Saratoga stakes races, graded stakes races, you name it. Man, he and the whole barn, they've done a phenomenal job over the last several months.
Yep. Trombetta barn is rolling. So we both have the favorite here, the 5 American Giant on top. We both like the 7 on the outside here, still alive for trainer Lupe Preciado, a sharp debut score. Going 5 furlongs on the main track, maiden special weight at Parks. This is a 2-year-old filly by Midshipman. Now she tries the turf today. Looks like she has some ability. We'll see if she has the same ability on the turf.
Yeah, this is an interesting move. It's not a move I always like to see. She was very quick out of the gate up at Parks. She beat an okay field. Now their siblings, they've run well on the turf, but they haven't really run as fast.
Right.
This one was certainly well meant, was part of an entry. This was the one they were betting, and the Midshipmans have been okay. But I tell you, Hello Beautiful was awfully sharp, too, last time, staying out of the gate. She showed a ton of improved speed with Sheldon Russell. Is that the tactics they're going to take? I think the 7's going to be entertained, and we're going to have a good setup for the 5 American Giant. A horse you don't have in here, but I would not leave out Got Blues for Graham Motion. Foreign Shipper, look at this stat. The last 3 years with these type of horses, Graham is 6 for 17 and 11 for 17 in the money. That's a 35% winning clip with the Foreign Shippers, first-time Lasix off of this type of layoff. Everything kind of works in the favor of the 2 Got Blues. They're going to be my 2 keys in race 5. We're going to try to beat this favorite on the outside.
I didn't use Got Blues, but the Motion barn, that's another barn that's been rolling.
Yeah,
they were about, 50% here for the summer.
They were awfully close
Laurel,
to that.
They had a big-time meet up there at Saratoga, so Graham Motion, he's locked and loaded right now. I expect him to have a big fall here at Laurel Park. All right, so nice allowance race here in race 5. Let's see if we get American Giant home. Let's turn the page. We got to save some time for that big Stronach 5, but race 6 is a nice maiden special weight for filly and mares 3 and up. Going a mile on the main track. We kick off the late pick 4 here in race 6. I have the 2 on top. We Are Family. Is your 9 to 5 or 8 to 5?
I've got her at 8 to 5.
Okay, I drew a line through it. 8 to 5 morning line favorite here for Michelle Nevin. Now she's an over 10 4-year-old maiden. She's had a lot of shots. She was the beaten favorite at 6 to 5 2 starts ago here at Laurel Park. Mandette, who was second in that race, would come back to win, and then a real good third, going 9 furlongs at Saratoga last out against maiden special weight. So those races, that they look good enough, but she's just got to. She's 7 for 10 in the money. She's just got to finish a little bit better. She might have caught the right spot today.
Maybe going back to one turn, could that be the key for her? But man, I really thought 2 races back she was going to win that race, and she just spit it around the turn into the stretch and a fade. But you just quick glance at the numbers. She should be your favorite, a solid favorite in here. I go to the 5, Hunting Season. McGahee, second off a little bit of a layoff, had to chase Arafana, who we saw just went super impressively up at Saratoga. What I like, she really didn't get discouraged. Arafana went blowing by. She still held on quite well to save the place, stretching out a little further. I'll take the 5, Hunting Season in the 6th.
All right, I used the 6 in my exacta here. Perfect Kind for Graham Motion, West Point Thoroughbreds, Trevor McCarthy. Big second at Delaware last out. Small field, though. Knows the Delaware form didn't really hold too well here. Didn't do too well here over the summer meet. So maybe I'm a little suspect of that last race, but nonetheless, the connections entice me to use the 6, Perfect Kind.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave out Trombetta here with the 3, Bossy Bride as well. Turf to dirt. This is going to be the first time blinkers on the dirt. Now, this horse is an improving animal right now. Got the stamina build up with that grass try at Saratoga. I would not dismiss the 3, Bossy Bride.
All right, so nice maiden special weight there. Race 6, race 7 kicks off the final pick 3 of the day. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the bowl game turf course here in race 7. 25,000 starter allowance, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime are the conditions. I have the 6 on top. We have a video spotlight of the 6, Spicy Meatball.
Okay.
Let's show you the race from August 11th. Here's the start. Spicy Meatball coming from the 9 hole.
Yeah, coming from the 9 hole and a tough break. You see this horse broke a little bit slow. Boy, really rushes up. Shows good acceleration into the pace, gets within a couple lengths into the turn, stalking in fourth, and gets hung out every step of the way. But I tell you what, this horse just keeps on grinding. Watch this through the final 3/16 of a mile. It's going to close in just a miss by a neck that God loves a sinner. Respectable effort, and we're going to protect now. Then this horse's second time gelding stand, so improvement could be expected once again for Spicy Meatball for Kieran McGee. You know he's going to get back into the mix. We'll have that battle, Claudio, Dale, Kieran,
yep.
you know, Trombetta if he gets the numbers. Trombetta in motion, the percentages are going to probably stay pretty strong. Well, do they have the numbers that they run here to battle? But Spicy Meatball looks good.
All right, so I have Spicy Meatball on top. You have the 4 on top here.
I do.
Hey Boy for trainer Tim Kirby. Brings his own rider down here, Hernandez from up there from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and it's off of the last race. I mean, this horse is making some strides, but look at that last race. That was a much, much tougher race. We're in here with a 2 in life, Stan. That split, that A other than or 25. Nice tunes like a 2 other than or 3 other than kind of horse. You're just missing a nose to that one. That's a horse that's run some big numbers in the past. I've seen him run here. I'm going to key off of that. And Hey Boy has plenty of speed to take aim at. Bourbon and Ice, Bucktooth, plenty of speed in here. They're going to be on there pretty quick. Hey Boy to run them down.
All right, so nice little starter allowance there, going 5.5 on the turf in race 7. Let's get to race 8. Race 8 and 9 today. We're going to have big, strong handles. We're going to have a lot of national attention on races 8 and 9. They're part of that popular national wager. The Stronach 5 starts in race 8. $100,000 guarantee for the Stronach 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. Let's show you the lineup of races. Starts Laurel Park, race 8, about 5:12. Eastern time. Then leg B, Gulfstream, race 7. Leg C, Golden Gate Fields, race 4. Then back to Laurel Park for leg D. That'll be Laurel Park, race 9. Then leg E, Gulfstream Park, race 9. I have a ticket for the Stronach 5. Let's take a look. I have an $84 ticket. Okay, to kick it off here at Laurel Park, I have the 4 Stroll Smoking on top of the 2 Tappin' Cat and the 3 Nico Bree and TJ. They're going to be tough as well. Leg B, that's Gulfstream Park, race 7. I have the 2 favorites, the 4 Wingmans, 8-5, but I also like the 8 Cash Call Kitten for Joe Orsino at 3-1. Leg C is Golden Gate Fields, race 4. It's a maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies, going 5 furlongs on the turf. You have a bunch of first-time starters. I think the race is wide open. It's a 7-horse field, so I hit the all button there at Golden Gate Fields, race 4. Then back to Laurel Park for leg D. That's race 9. I like the 5 Next Summer on top. First-time starter for Dale Capuano, but then the favorite is going to be the Showenthal entry, the 1 Midship Lady, and the 1A More or Less. In leg E, I single on a Ramsey homebred by Kitten's Joy for trainer Mike Maker. Raylu Gutierrez will ride a Keepsake Kitten. The first-time starter shows up for maiden 25, 7.5 on the turf. She's 9-5 morning line, so I don't key on first-time starters ever, but I do here because I run out of money at the end.
$84 though. That's a pretty salty ticket.
Yeah,
I like it. You've been saving up.
Saving up.
This is a guy, folks, that's giving you this ticket a couple times for thousands and thousands of dollars. So you're coming in fresh. I'd pay attention to your ticket today.
Leg C at Golden Gate Fields. That's going to be a tough leg. Let's take a look here at the first leg of this Stronach 5. A nice first-level allowance condition for Maryland bred, Maryland sired. 3 and up. We're going 6 furlongs on the main track here in race 8. A few scratches. Take out the 1 Sky Magician. The 1A Street Prayer stays in. The 5 Padrino's Heart is scratched. The 8 Odds On is scratched. So your morning line favored for this race, the 2 Tappin' Cat. You have that horse on top. I pick him second. We have a video spotlight from his last race in the Star de Nascra back on Maryland Pride Day here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, a couple horses out of this race as well. 7 on the rocks, try for gold in this race. But, boy, a good trip here for Tappin' Cat. Was able to kind of sit, just measured off the speed, is going to be able to shift out, finally find some room around mid-stretch, and I tell you what, finished up awfully game, settled in behind horses. Watch this, just very patient. That seam just doesn't happen right there, coming past the 3/16. Jock says, now I'm not going to try to bull through, works to the outside, does Ruiz, and makes a bold run. just to miss by a half length. And the try-3 bracket going a mile was good. I think this horse is much better at the 6 to 7 furlong distance. I like the positional speed that this horse got from the outside. Now moves inside, might even boost that run just a little bit more.
I like him. He'll be tough. I use him in my exact. That was a big effort there in the Star Danasker that we just showed. So the 2 Tapping Cat's going to be tough to beat. The 3 you use in your exacta. Let's go there next. The 3 Nico Bree and TJ is 3-1 morning line. He's a Maryland bred by Freedom Child. Claudio Gonzalez has made over 150,000 with this horse. A big effort last out, going a mile at this Maryland bred allowance level. He went to the front that day in a big second. Only got beat a NACA, ran almost a lifetime best number, ran an 80 by a speed figure that day. We caught up with trainer Claudio Gonzalez yesterday morning talking about Nico Bree and TJ for race 8 today. Here's what Claudio had to say.
Yes, he doing good. The last race he run big. Always they catch it right in the wire. And tomorrow he have big chance. I believe it. I wish the phone will go head to head with me. And then we'll see what happens.
Okay, so what do you say? He's hoping he doesn't end up going head and head here with the 4 Stroll Smokin', who ends up being my top pick here. Let's check out our picks here for race 8. I go with the 4 Stroll Smokin' on top, but your thoughts on Claudio and the 3 Nico Bree and TJ? Does this horse end up on the lead early on?
I don't think he necessarily needs the lead. If he really wants to put him into the race, certainly he will be there. He has that kind of speed. His speed was a little bit dulled 2 races back and the 3rd race back on the page. So I think that was the reason they stretched him out.
Right.
He's always a trying type of a horse. He was just a little flat on June 8th and July 7th. He picked things back up. Look at that number, an 80 buyer. That's what it's going to take to win it. I think a higher 70 to a low 80 to get it done. But he's perfectly fine just sitting just off the pace. They get a little assist. Some of the speed comes out of the race with the scratch of odds on. So Stroll Smokin', Nico Bree and TJ, yeah, they certainly like horses that are going to be forward. I think Mike's horse, the other part of the entry that stays in, is fresh and ran awfully big in debut, coming off some time. But this horse is going to be, I think, up in a stalking position as well. That's the 1A Street Prayer. But Nico Bree and TJ, if he brings his top race, he is probably best. I like Tapping Cat, though. He's an improving 3-year-old right now for Gary Cap.
I like the 4 Stroll Smokin'. I made my price play of the day with the scratches. We'll probably get 7-2, 3-1, something like that. But this 4-year-old son of Stroll has been thriving since trainer Mark Reed claimed him for $16,000 back in late May. A big second on the turf, first off the claim. A big win by 3 on the main track, going 5/8 when it came off the turf against Starter Allowance back in July, and then he won on the turf last out. So he's won 2 in a row. Turf, dirt, doesn't matter. He has early speed. He'll get a perfect stalking trip with Julio Correa, the leading apprentice jockey in the country right now, your leading rider at the summer meet. So you get some weight off. Stroll Smokin', a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. I have him on top here, race 8.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think he's part of the pace. It's that last 16th of a mile, 70 yards. Can he keep going against this group? But, man, he's done a great job as Mark Reed off the claim with Stroll Smokin'. You thought originally he was better on the turf. Well, his dirt numbers are stacking up just fine.
All right, so a nice allowance race to kick off the Stronach 5. Race 9 here at Laurel Park is leg D of the Stronach 5. That's a nice maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies, going 5.5 on the turf here. We're on the Exceller turf course in race 9, rail at 70 feet. The favored is going to be the Schoenthal entry, the 1 Midship Lady, a big second in debut at this maiden special weight level, 5.5 on the turf. August 16th here at Laurel Park. We have that video spotlight. Let's show you the race from August 16th here from Midship Lady. Gets a 61 buyer speed figure with this effort.
Well, Bella Aurora was the well-meant runner in here for Trombetta, and Country Life gets it done. Was really good in debut. Look at Bella Aurora, a little bit green, still laying in a little bit. But I tell you, Midship Lady, not a bad debut whatsoever. I mean, she keeps on churning all the way through the final furlong. Only get beat 2 lengths, closed up a little bit through that final leg, switching over to the left lead. But this horse has, certainly could move up a little bit more second time out. Second time out, though, was not the greatest of angles with Schoenthal's horses. That's why I'm going to go with the 3 on top. Giggle Factory, I certainly think I've got her looking back a little bit too high. I think she's going to end up about 3-1 in here. I would take that on her. The Lasix goes on. That race at Saratoga was a little bit stronger than what I even first thought. I'll look back, a double key race. Fourth place finisher came back to gallop at Monmouth at a short price. So I like Giggle Factory, and I don't think she necessarily needs the lead either, but she's going to be right up with the pace.
Well, we're not going to get 65-1 on her today.
No,
like,
you're not. No,
like
no.
she was at Saratoga. But I used the 3 a little bit here. The 5 I use on top. Next summer, a first-time starter for trainer Dale Capuano, a Kentucky-bred filly, a homebred for Richard Schultz. She's by hard spun out of her Street Cry mare. Some nice breeding here for this filly. Some decent works right here at Laurel Park. Dale gets Weston Hamilton to ride. They're a solid 28% together in a positive ROI. Let's see what trainer Dale Capuano has to say about his hard-spun filly making her debut today.
Yes, we were hoping to get her on the turf for her first start. She's been working fine. Nothing spectacular. She tries, and she seems to be game, so we thought we'd get her on the grass and see how she does. It is a tough race, so she's got to come out running, and I hope she has enough speed to lay close, because I think they're going to be going pretty quick, so we'll see. I think the turf looks really good, so we'll see once they start racing on it, but I expect the turf course to be nice and firm.
All right, there's trainer Dale Capuano, a winner of over 3,300 races, one of our top trainers here in Maryland. He's impressed with how the turf course looks. He thinks it's going to be a fast, firm turf course, and he's hoping his filly will have a little speed. Yeah. He said she's shown some gameness in her work, so you like that. She's by hard spun, so I take a shot and go with next summer on top.
Dale's one of the best first-time out trainers.
Yeah, look at that stat.
Yeah, he's been strong for years and years, but the one thing he doesn't do, he doesn't start a lot of horses on the turf. A very, very small sample, but this horse by hard spun out of a Street Cry mare certainly indicates grass should be well within the scope.
All right, so nice maiden special weight to wrap things up today. We're out of time. We gave you lots of information today to kick off the big fall meet. Stronach 5 starts in race 8 today. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Stan. Good to be back.
Up there, beautiful weather. Check out all the upcoming events, laurelpark.com. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Go get yourself a hot dog. Maybe 2, right?